Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Residual Royalty Academy. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the real way to win with low content books, because I've noticed recently on YouTube, admittedly I haven't been making videos myself, but when I've been watching other people's videos, I'm seeing that low content is getting a lot of hate, people saying it doesn't work anymore, people saying it's saturated. So I just wanted to dispel these myths for you and give you kind of an update on the best way to do low content books going forward. So this is going to be a really quick video, so just stick around, make sure you smash the like button, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So let's just start this off by saying what we are not doing is just as important often as what we are doing. And I'm going to show you some examples in this video as well. You'll see them right there of a really bad book and a really good book. And obviously you'll see the differences when we go through these really quick bullet points for you. So what we're not doing anymore, maybe I recommended this in the past. I don't really think I did, but you know, a lot of people used to recommend these kind of things. And this kind of used to be acceptable for KDP. However, it's not anymore. So what we're not doing is repeating covers. We're not using any automation software like KDP, Champs, or anything like this. We're not using any bulk upload software like BookBeam, anything like that at all. The only kind of software I'm using these days is tangent templates, just to write things in the listing helper that I can save them for when I want to upload the book. But I'm just copying and pasting it manually. I'm not even using the Chrome extension anymore to kind of bulk fill those things for me. I'm doing everything by the book and I'm doing everything legit. So that's what we're not doing. We're not doing any automation software. We're not bulk uploading like 100 books a day. That's absolutely ridiculous, and it frankly doesn't work anymore. We're also not going to spam upload in different sizes. So we're not going to take the same interior and the same cover and just change the size like 5 times in hopes of getting as many books on Amazon as we can. That simply isn't going to work anymore, and Amazon is not going to be too fond of you doing that. So please don't do that, because I did have somebody recently ask me, hey, should I upload this book in multiple sizes to try and get as many sales as possible? And I just said, look, like, no, just choose the best size for this book, for this interior, the size that the customer is going to want the most, make one cover and just run with that single book, because that is ultimately what Amazon is going to want us to do. They're going to want us to upload unique books and high quality books as well. And so this kind of runs over into the fourth point here as well. What we're not doing is taking the same interior like a guest book and putting 10 different covers on it. Now, admittedly, I did do this in the past for some guest book niches, but I don't think it's the best way and the best thing to do going forward. So I wanted to show you an example right here, and you can see this is exactly what I'm talking about. Admittedly, it was made back in the start of 2020, but what you can see is if I change this to English, let's see if it's going to work. Change this to English, made in 1990, age 30 until perfection, anniversary guest book. And if we click on the author name, we can see what they did, obviously using the bulk upload software, is they just did this for kind of loads of different age groups, and none of these are going to be selling. So we can go back here and check the rank of this book, and as you can see, it's 800,000. So this is really not the way to do this going forward, and this book is going to be making no money. So the way to do this going forward is what we're going to speak about now, which is the most important thing. So what we should be doing instead is finding untapped niches and not doing really boring things and basic things like this that have been done 100,000 times. So you're going to be using BookBeam, because this is what I'm using these days, and I really recommend it. Like, I'm not even recommending it for affiliate sake. I genuinely think this is amazing software. So if you want, I can make a new video explaining this. I already made one for the Low Content Elite Society, which I shared with those guys, but if you want one here as well, then just let me know. All you really do is you choose your marketplace, you type in a word, so that obviously is French for 4. That's going to bring up pretty much all the books. We set it to self-published, we choose the rank, so usually I go between like 100 and 100,000. That's going to mean that all these books are selling and making money. Usually I do actually filter by fewest reviews first to try and find the least competition niches, but if we just go to this one first real quick, you can see these are going to be the best selling ones. This is making 700 euros per month, this one is making 1,000. And yeah, this is just a really amazing way to find niches, especially when you use my trick and look for the fewest reviews first. So let's go back onto the bullet point. If you do want a video, like I say, about BookBeam, just let me know and I can make one for you. Now, another important thing that I wanted to mention to you in this video is also to use untapped marketplaces. So a lot of us were focused on Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk. Nobody's really thinking, especially in the low content game, about the other marketplaces. So Spain, Italy, Netherlands, you've got now recently as well. Australia, and especially these countries where you can go into different languages. Because if you think about it, business at the end of the day is all supply demand. So if you've got fewer publishers doing this, and I promise you there's fewer publishers making pure Spanish books or like pure Italian books, if there's few publishers doing it, but we've still got a good amount of traffic, coming in onto Amazon.it and Amazon.es, for example, you're going to make a lot more royalties in comparison to if you were just making really basic books on Amazon.com that are not standing out. So really just consider this, especially if you speak one of these languages yourself. That's a huge, huge bonus. So I don't know, let's say you're from Mexico, you can easily go and make a load of Spanish books, and that gives you a huge advantage. Likewise, if you're Italian, you want to make some Italian activity books for kids, you've got a huge advantage over everybody else, or somebody like me who's going to have to go on Upwork and get them translated, because obviously we're not using Google Translate. That should go without saying. That's just another way for Amazon to fall out with you, so do not do that. And number 3, point 3, is we're just creating the highest quality book. So we're not cutting any corners, we're not rushing it. You know, maybe it takes you a week, maybe it takes you 2 weeks to get a book finished, but we're making the highest quality books that we can, a book that we would be proud to give to somebody. So either you're going to make these books yourself, like you maybe have been doing in the past, or maybe you're going to outsource it to a VA. Maybe you've got like a VA in Venezuela making them make Spanish books, or maybe you've got a VA somewhere else, or maybe you're just doing what I prefer to do, which is outsourcing on Upwork and just find the necessary country of person to hire. So if you're making, let's say, an Italian book, you're just going to hire an Italian person. So pretty obvious, should go without saying really. So number 4 is really important as well. I think a lot of people kind of skip this. And especially when we're doing Amazon ads in these other marketplaces, the bids are super, super cheap. So you don't need to worry about getting high ACOSs. With an automatic ad, you should always be getting an ACOS of like 20%, maximum 30%, especially in these other marketplaces. Unless your niche is super saturated, like a letter tracing book in Spanish, for example. It might be a bit more saturated than something else like this one right here that you're going to see very soon. So yeah, just to make it really simple, like I do have a much more complex strategy in low content lead society for everybody who's in that when it comes to Amazon ads. But I would just say to keep it really simple, just start off with 4 ads in each of the marketplaces that you want your book to sell in. So if you're making a Spanish book, make an automatic ad, a suggested keyword ad, which is just the keywords that Amazon suggests for you. Just use their suggested bids as well. That's always good. And then you've got product targeting ads, so that's just targeting similar books that are already out there. So if I was making a similar book to this, I'd be targeting this book pretty heavily because it's doing really well, and I'd be making sure that my book is showing up next to this one when people are seeing this one, and I'd hopefully be kind of getting them to buy mine instead of theirs. And this one as well, auto with higher bids, or you can try auto with top of search or auto with placement and just get some more variations of auto ads. And then later on you can do search term ads and other ads that we talk about in the low content elite society. And obviously if you want me to make more videos about ads here for YouTube, then I can do that as well, just let me know. Number 5 is getting legitimate reviews, no VAs, so that's waiting for organic reviews. Maybe you're going to use Booksprout, maybe you're going to use some friends who are not connected to you. Just do it in the most legit way you can. Don't be paying for fake reviews from some unknown country. That's just not the way to do it. And Amazon is not going to favor you for doing that. So yeah, that brings us to the final point of the video before we go and check the example of the book that's done everything right. But the overall theme is we're just putting a lot more effort into it than we used to. So before we might make like a really basic interior, we might put 20 covers on it, and we might just bang it out there and hope that something sticks and hope that it works. But I don't think that's the best way to do this anymore. So you want to put effort into everything. So the description, the cover, the translation if you're translating, like I've said, effort into the reviews, effort into your launch, effort into your interior. Everything just has more effort. And we'll finally see an example of something, and we'll finally see right now an example of somebody who is doing that. So this guy, Libreria Musulmane Digital. So you can see this book was made only a couple of months ago, 16th of February 2022. We can maybe translate this back into English because most of us reading this will not be French. So it's basically a Ramadan quiz, definitely a low content book that you could make. And when we see the amount of money that it's making, this is the BookBeam Chrome extension again. You can see it's ranked 1,598 in France. Estimated sales per day of roughly 14. It's usually a little bit lower from my experience, so this is probably making about 10 sales per day, but at least 30 euros per month, which if you extrapolate that out over a month, that's like 1,000 euros per month. And if we look at the BSR over the last month, you can see it's been doing really well, sometimes even better BSR than it's at right now, so like 600, 500. This book has definitely been making more than $1,000 per month. Obviously, it's a seasonal book, but yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of what's possible with these kind of books. He's got A+ content as well. He's gone for pure effort, or she, sorry, has gone for pure effort. And yeah, it's obviously paying off. So yeah, just to summarize, putting more effort in, following these things that I'm talking about here, and avoiding these things, just making really bad books, putting them in different sizes and kind of trying to trick people into buying your books. That's not the way to do it. You want to make the highest quality books you can, put effort into it, and you'll see the reward. So I hope this video has been useful to you. If it has, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I shouldn't promise when I'll make the next video because obviously there's been like probably more than a month gap in between this one. So no promises, but hopefully there'll be a new video very soon. If you want to see that, just drop a comment below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.
They wanna count me out before I'm even up. They wanna bring